not the resolution as amended. So I'm making a motion to adopt the resolution as amended earlier.
Second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded. All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Mr. Chair, may we have discussion again?
Sure.
I'm going to
I
note
always forget
again
that part.
on the record, I think that it was a bit of an insult to Tony and the group that they presented a study. They presented the reasons behind it, and we're picking apart, and this seems to be the tone, I'm not appreciative of it, that we're picking apart based on a couple words or verbiage that relates to race or ethnicity. That study was done, it was presented for a reason in its entirety. It doesn't have to say all of West Dallas and a blanket statement that it doesn't have color or not. We are a culturally diverse community. We already know that. And I think we as a committee need to be a little bit more mindful when these committees come or when these presentations are made, that we don't pick apart something so trivial, really.
Okay, thank you.
Mr. Chair, well, I have to rebuttal this, really, in all fairness, because the fact is, Alderperson Christian, that even though we had a study of the zoning department, or the planning department had a study, I don't like it. Two, if we have a study of our city, there's no reason to using terms of verbiage or paragraph of color or ethnic group. It's immaterial. I mean, the study could be from West Dallas. I don't care what Milwaukee or Waukesha what they're doing. We're talking about the improvements, the enhancement of our community. I really don't like it, the fact that we should throw this out about color. Why we put a color on this presentation? Why? There's no reason. That's unrealistic. Let's face it, the study is great. I don't disagree with them, what they've done. But there's no reason at all to using ethnic group on the study. To me, it's totally unfair. Whether the accidents are more on the black community or the Asians or anyone. To me, the issue is not that. This is America. This is America. Let's be realistic. Don't say you don't like it because of this. I don't like it because using ethnic background study. That's unrealistic. I don't want to hear that anymore. Done it.
Mr. Chair.
I'm pissed off. Really, I'm pissed off. And you keep arguing that. You keep arguing it. I was surprised.
Mr.
Really.
Chair, point of order.
Yes, go ahead. Point of order. I shut my mouth now.
Okay, Alderman Grisham.
Okay, what I was stating was my opinion. And respectfully, I am part of this committee and I have every right to express my opinion. You're saying how you feel and your opinion is based on color in this. This was nothing to do with color. It was about safe streets. It's based on a study. And it's nonsense that we're even doing this right now, but I'm not going to sit as a majority here and pretend that I'm going to put my focus on that. You say you don't want ethnicity mentioned. You say you don't want color mentioned. You don't want race. You don't want this or that. How do we determine in our city, culturally, diversity, demographics? Alderman Vitale, you're a senior. We have a senior program. Do we study whether it's a teenage program? No. That's where we collect our data. So let's get realistic on that. And that's all I'm going to say. This is an embarrassment, continuous embarrassment to our committees, and I'm not going to be part of that. So I'm going to vote for this program because it is a good program. But I don't support the nonsense of changing the verbiage because you don't like that we're talking about ethnicity. Get real, that's reality.
Mr. Chair.
Thank you.
Alderman Vitale.
Yeah, it has to be more or less, it seems like you directing your questions. I don't have no problem with the study they've done, but as a community, there's no reason for me, from estimations, from my integrity, there's no reason at all they have to be attached paragraph of ethnic groups. There's no reason at all. In West Dallas, the percentage of the study maybe, or Milwaukee, whatever the community is, if the accidents are caused by a certain group of people, well, there should be. But there's no reason for us to be addressing that. The study has nothing to do how many accidents happen, who caused the most. That's my problems. That's my biggest problems. Everything else is fine. I don't disagree that we need to enhance, to improve our city with the streets. I have no problem with it at all. But there's those paragraphs that bother me a lot. I feel that's an insultation for other ethnic groups. Thank you.
Okay.
I'm done now.
Are you sure?
Yes.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded as amended. All in favor, say aye.
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 Opposed? Motion carried. And I had item 8 sent back to committee. It's the resolution requiring the repair of an at-grade crossing. And Pete, if you're good there? I guess my questions are, and again, this is like nothing against you, but we run into this all the time. We're battling the railroad commissioner. This really doesn't have a lot of teeth in it. What can we do to give it teeth, or how can we, I don't even know, is the railroad commissioner appointed? Is he, I don't think he's, okay,
He's
who
appointed
appoints
by
him?
the
The city governor?
He appoints him.
Or is he like
to
a carryover?
I think it's a 10-year term appointed by the governor. So
10-year, like number 10-year, not
a 10-year term. I
Okay.
think. Yeah. He's the only He's the only judge that we have, and he works for state government. So as you discussed earlier, we don't have a lot of say in what the state does. And we went down this path. I've got this resolution from
On Greenfield
2017,
Avenue, right?
Right.
Well, we battled them there. And
It took 3
I don't know.
years, and then in the end, they did a few minor repairs, and now we're right back with another resolution for the same crossing that they never fixed from 2015.
Okay.
So we're going to go through this process. They'll have a public hearing in about 3 months, and then in another couple months, they'll issue a ruling, just like they did back in 2017. The railroad commissioner said, I want you to completely replace that crossing. And then the railroad started whining, well, it's not that bad. And they let him off the hook, and they let him make some minor repairs. So even though he had a very stern ruling to completely replace that crossing, in the end, when the railroad started complaining, they backed off. So I thought, we held off on this step because last year the railroad actually said they had money budgeted and they were going to come in and they were going to replace all 4 crossings. And of course, that's much faster than this process that we're about to embark on. But then COVID, they blamed on COVID that they weren't going to do the work, and now they're kind of hedging and not responding as much as they were last year. So I guess we need to go ahead and get another ruling again to fix it again.
If Pete was king, what would you want done? Obviously, a new commissioner.
I think the crossings need to be completely replaced.
They're terrible. I mean,
Yeah.
and this isn't on here because of me, but I cross that often on bike, and it's. And I've read the comments online about the people in the wheelchairs and everything like that, and they're terrible.
We even closed part of Greenfield for several days.
Correct. I
and,
recall that. Yes.
that didn't really move things along. I guess they did come in and throw some asphalt in to fill a few potholes, but they didn't do what the commissioner ordered, and then the commissioner said, you don't have to do what I ordered. He actually changed his mind. So I don't know what to do. I mean, if after this we're going to, I guess, have Senator Tammy Baldwin's office investigate, but her staff person already said that they don't really have jurisdiction over the state railroad commissioner. They only have jurisdiction over federal policy, so I don't know if there's a lot they can do, but we'll try again.
Thank you. Alderman Stefanski.
So how much so this is in regards to that we share on 68th and Burnham. How much can we as a city repair on that?
Well, I'm a little leery. I don't know what you don't want to throw some asphalt in the rails and then have a train derailment or
Exactly.
something. We don't know what we're doing there. I think we may have thrown some asphalt in around the edges on occasion if it seems safe, but I get a little concerned because I don't know trains and I don't know what we might be doing. So I don't want to derail a train or something, so.
Well, I remember the last time I brought this up, we actually had bent, the track was bent, and
Yeah.
I was concerned with
Ours-
a train derailing already there.
Right.
And they seemed to have come and done something with it, but it was very minimal.
Very
and,
minimal, right.
And it just has deteriorated over the last year and a half again, and it's bad now. It's bad.
And they still may come this summer. They told us that they had money budgeted in 2020 and they're going to come, and they said, well, we'll do it in 2021. So they might show up this summer and surprise us and do it, because that's what they told us. And we saw their emails. I don't know if they meant to forward us, but in their emails, they were trying to avoid what we're doing tonight. They wanted to get in there, and they budgeted the money to fix them because they don't really want the commissioner to give it an order, because then they have to have their lawyers try and get out of it. So I think they do have a little bit of motivation to do something if we pass this, but I don't have a lot of optimism, because we've been down this road before.
And those are prefab, somewhere off-site, right?
Yeah.
And you just bring that in and
Yeah.
drop it in and,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah.
Mr. Chair,
Thanks.
I don't know. Oh, Alderman Ranky, I'm sorry, I didn't.
basically, who is responsible when a vehicle is damaged to the extent where these people are emailing us and calling us and complaining and asking what they can do? Who is responsible? Is the
Union
city
Pacific.
responsible?
No. If they're looking for someone to sue, I guess they would sue the railroad. I mean, that's the state statute says that they're responsible for the crossing. So, I mean, ultimately they are liable.
Have you ever heard
I have
of
not
the
heard of
railroad
anyone.
paying for somebody's
I haven't
vehicle?
heard of anyone. No.
Okay.
People probably sell their car by the time the railroad.
Well, they keep it because it's an antique.
So
Okay, thank you. That answers all of my questions.
Pete.
So, we can move on this right now, correct, Rebecca? Okay. Okay, is there a motion to approve item 8?
I make a motion. Second.
It's been moved and seconded. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, motion carries. I believe that's it for us. Thank you.
Yeah, everything else is.
Right
So
now,
I'll
that's
make a motion to adjourn.
Of course.
Make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded to adjourn. All in favor say aye. Aye. Opposed, motion carries. We are adjourned.
Now, License and Health Committee comes to order. All members are present. So we have item 25th, application for the original Class A beer license for Express Pantry, 8530 West Cliff Avenue, agent Mel Tweet Cinch. Is here?
Hello, everybody.
Hi, how are you?
How are you? I'm good. How are you?
You know why you're here, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
I am a buyer of the Express Pantry 8530 West Greenfield Avenue.
What number are we on?
25.
25.
25.
Yeah, 25 or so.
Mr. Chair?
Yes.
Just for clarification, Mr. Preet, we voted to already give you a liquor license. What is the difference that we're doing here? This is Express Pantry on 85th and Greenfield, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, didn't we, Mr. Chair, didn't we have that presented? I think
Yeah,
it was
we
the
already
same
did, yeah.
evening that we had State Fair Liquor, or State Fair Petro come in.
I believe so.
So
So you
I guess I was a little
right?
confused when I saw you on the agenda. Is there any clarification
Yeah,
you
you
can
want to
give
check
us
on
on
that?
that, Rebecca?
Have
we been here before?
No, ma'am.
No, okay. Well, maybe I'm confused as to who it was, but Express Pantry.
I was getting confused with a few of them, that the names were the same, so I don't know.
Right.
But I
Yes, but
can
this
double
was,
check.
this was specifically 85th and Lincoln. That's the existing, it changed
Yeah.
ownership.
Yeah, the gentleman is back there. You want to say something?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yes, actually, I'm the seller of the Express Pantry on Greenfield.
Okay,
So he's the new buyer.
Okay, so
See, that's what I
You have
heard.
to
Pass
transfer
it on to him, yes.
license is under my name, so I have to transfer his under his name.
okay, so it's a transfer. It's
Transfer,
not a
yeah.
duplicate.
No.
There's an existing license, so it's now going to be, okay.
Right.
That's the clarification I need.
Right.
Motion to approve.
Second.
All in favor of the motion?
But I have one more question.
Sure.
I think I just see he filled up the application Class A beer license,
Yes.
but it's not his liquor license.
Yeah, it should be combination.
Yes, come.
It says Class A beer on there. It
So
should be
you're
Class
applying
A.
for both?
But you
So
apply
then you
for
have
both,
to
right?
amend-
It would have to be
amend
amended then.
Then it
Yeah,
should be
you can
amended.
So
just-
I would make the motion to approve and amend as a combination
Yes.
class,
Combination of what?
beer and liquor, and it's already an existing business.
Yeah, A and
And we
B.
did vote on that liquor license. It's being transferred and sold. So
So
we're
he had both?
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah,
Previously,
yeah.
Previously, yes.
Yeah.
I thought this was just for beer.
No, they have both.
It was, you meant it to be a
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
combination.
Yeah, both,
Okay,
yeah.
So
all right.
I'll second.
All in
Okay,
favor of the amendment?
aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The aye have it.
Thank you.
for
Good luck
coming.
with your business.
Thank you. Thanks, everyone.
So then we have item 26, Class B temporary premise extension request with one act exception for Just JC 9033 West National Avenue.
Mr. Chair,
Yes.
we called them in for something, didn't we? Or in the process of calling them in?
Well, is,
No, I meant, or is this what we're calling you in for?
No.
No.
no,
there-
no, no.
Didn't you want to see them? They had some trouble calls.
What did we have?
You talked about 25?
Mr.
Item 25, Just Jay's, 90th and National.
Mr.
Right,
Chair,
yeah.
I think
Yeah.
we're looking at an extension of use, is what you're coming forth
Yeah, for 2 days.
for 2 days?
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah.
What days are those that you're
12th
asking
and
for
the
this?
13th.
Okay, 12th and the 13th, and you plan on having bands?
Yep.
Okay,
Just
so,
one band each day from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. That's it.
okay. Well, in light of that, Mr. Chair, if I may continue, I do have concerns that there were issues recently in your establishment, only because there's been calls and whatnot. Are you planning on being at this event?
Oh, yeah.
Okay. And to what capacity? As the owner, as a guest? It may sound like a silly question,
I'm
but...
gonna be the owner.
Okay, so
And
you're the owner, and how many, you're just going to have one band?
Yeah, one band each day from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m.
Okay. Have you discussed any of this with your neighbors, any of the residents
Yes.
in the area? Okay. Was there any opposition?
I only have, there's an apartment building like Katie Corner to me. I didn't discuss with them, but last year, the lady that's right behind me,
Okay.
I told her what I was going to do.
Okay.
I've been there for 8 years. I've had no problems with her. She's never.
Okay, well, I actually am aware that there has been problems, and that's why I'm asking you this series of questions, because there have been neighbor complaints regarding noise, people congregating in your parking lot.
I closed the bar at 1 a.m. Been doing it now for about 8 months to try and avoid any type of, because I know that there has been a problem in the past, so the bar closes early.
Okay.
I feel like that's helped. I know there wasn't something with the police and the bartender about a month ago, or a customer threw a drink, spilled a drink on the bartender or whatever. Police were called.
I believe that was vice versa.
Yeah, it was. Yeah,
It was vice versa.
Yeah,
Your bartender
yeah.
threw a drink on one of the patrons.
I
Based on the
honestly-
report, is that?
I wasn't
But
there
I won't
when it
go
happened.
into that. I mean, that's not even something to be discussed right now. My concern, just like I said, would be the neighbors signing off on this, past problems that you've had with noise, and that what hours are you planning on requesting on this?
For the event, 2 p.m. to 6 p.m.
2 p.m. to 6 p.m. So it's daytime hours, so
Yeah.
that's a whole different
Nothing's
scenario.
going to be a dark.
Okay, all right, you've answered my questions.
On the motion of the approval.
Is there any more discussion?
More discussion just as well?
Mr. Chair,
Yes.
I just wanted to clarify, you are just applying for June 12th and 13th because you didn't put that on your application.
Well, I think her name is Gina, told me I had to. I already paid my money. They already took my money.
Great. But you just want it for those 2 days, correct?
Yeah, I don't have anything else
Okay.
planned, but she had told me, I think that it covers me through, was it Memorial Day to Labor Day? I
If it's
still have to-
approved that way, but if, it sounds like the committee would only approve for 2 days.
For 2 days.
For your event.
Well, why did she charge me the full,
You would get charged the full amount.
the $400 I get charged no matter
Yeah.
what? Yeah, I don't have any other events planned. I mean,
Are you considering it, have other events? I mean,
she told me if I do have another event, I gotta pay another $50 and come back here again.
What's that?
I thought that's what Gina told me.
Number 26.
yeah.
Was he looking for a season-long or the single-day application? Or the single event application, I guess. That was
It's a temporary extension. It just doesn't have the dates on it. It's not, the seasonal event is the one that goes from Memorial Day to Labor Day. That's not what you applied for.
That's what I paid for. She told me
Well,
that.
then we'll have to give you a refund, but
Yeah.
this is a temporary extension. So it should just be the $75. So we'll give you the refund for $325. And then if you want to apply again, then it would just be the $75. But it's up to the committee whether they want to approve this.
So it's am I understanding this right? It's $75 per event?
Correct.
Is that what? Okay.
Yes.
So it will cover his 2 days, his 12th and 13th event,
Right.
correct?
Yes.
Okay.
So if you
I'm fine
wish
with
to really, if you pay them $400, I wonder if you could, we can have an amendment.
Honestly, at these prices, I'm not going to make any money for this now. I'm not going to do it anymore. It's just not worth. By the time you get done paying for a band as a small business, paying the all the permits and stuff, I put a porta potty out there. This hassle, just to me personally, it's just not Paulie's. Where I'm
Two
running
events
events.
will be good for you. Just the question, you paid $400. which
Yeah,
you
she
never
took my
paid
money,
for.
$450. She charged me another $50. I had to
So-
come back and bring up another check for $50 too.
Mr. Chair?
Yes.
What is the event for? Is it an anniversary?
We weren't able to have our anniversary during the, because of the COVID thing.
Okay.
So I'm just doing something outside to
Okay.
customer appreciation, anniversary, whatever. You know what I mean? Everything all in one. I'm not.
All right. Well, I would make the motion to approve based on the 2 dates. That would be the 12th and 13th as
single event.
single event. Thank you. I couldn't find my words for a moment. And is there anything I need to add to that?
Any authorizations? So I believe there was a 200-foot authorization, and was it a one?
That, I don't know if that applies to the temporary extension, but if that's what you want.
Yeah. So it'd be approval for a single event with the $75 fee and an authorization for extending the premises within 200 feet of a residence.
Okay. So we will make a motion with those amendments and exceptions.
Yes.
I make that motion.
Are you having any more events other than this
No.
one-time event?
No, yeah.
For
it's all-
sure?
Wow. Yeah. I mean, I haven't planned anything. Like I said, this has become too much of a. It's not going to make any money.
Okay.
It's going to cost me money to. It's just not worth it. Yeah.
Right.
So any further questions from the members on the motion, the amendments?
Call for all in favor.
All in favors?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? The aye have it.
Happy anniversary. Good luck.
Happy
Thank you.
birthday. Thank you.
In 8 years. Do I just talk to that Gina then until I'll get?
Yes.
Oh, you can do it.
So now we move on, item 27, Class A temporary permit extension request with few exceptions for the DTR Enterprise LLC DBA Stutz Pub Sport Bar and Grill, 6833 West National Avenue.
Is Dean here?
Anybody's here, the people that applied for?
The owner would be Dean, but I don't see
Did
him.
we have any trouble with that one?
Nobody's here?
No.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
We would need him to appear, correct? In order to
That's
approve?
up to your discretion.
Okay, so we could
you
approve
could
it
approve it.
without? Okay,
Yes.
so details of his request, is this a single event or is he looking for?
It looks like the whole summer to me.
Okay, well then I make a motion to place on file, I would like him to be here.
did you want to hold it?
To hold it,
Yeah,
that's what I
we'll just hold
meant,
it.
not place on file,
Yeah.
yes. I make a motion to hold it and request that
Yeah, there is
Dean comes in
no
and
action
asks
to
him what
be
it's
taken
about.
at this time. So, any other business coming for us?
17 and 18.
Okay.
These were taken from the consent agenda because apparently they're within 300 or 200 feet of residential premises. So I know that the committee had mentioned last time you wanted to have the exceptions, so
Correct.
they haven't been invited because
Right, because we just
they were
called
on the
them.
consent agenda.
Okay,
So,
when are their events? Is
I
this,
looked at both of them and they don't have dates on them, so it seems like, let's see.
Yeah, they were both seasonal.
I think a lot of people are thinking that we're just doing carte blanche with these
Yeah.
types of things, so I guess we're going to have to make a motion on 17 and 18. I'll make that motion to hold and notify them to come in.
So come in.
Mr. And Mr. Chair, just to clarify why the clerk's office put them on the consent agenda, is because they actually didn't apply correctly. They didn't check the exceptions they should have.
Okay.
So it was a mistake in the application that caused it to happen this way.
So we want them to come in then, right?
Correct.
Yeah, that's what.
So I made a motion.
Yeah.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
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 Opposed? Yeah.
Sorry. I'm gonna
That's
help you
okay.
tonight.
That was the last
We're
item.
partners here.
Yes.
I make a motion to
Used on
adjourn.
energy before.
Second.
Motion to adjourn, Rosen,
Motion
second.
to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
Second?
I think we already, yes, we already.
Yeah, we all did.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? The aye.
You shouldn't get so worked up, then you have all that extra energy.
I just want to